Welcome back to this new video here on my channel, and on today's video I'm here joined by CryptoKid, and we will be discussing some breaking news because the US decided to not appeal the court decision of the grayscale Bitcoin ETF. So CryptoKid, what do you think about it?
Dude, this is so annoying. I mean, look, it's going to be approved at some point. It just seems like they're delaying the inevitable from happening. So maybe today it's not approved, but one day it will. And right now looks like a very nice opportunity to be scaling in and taking advantage of this, which is going to come hopefully in January, I'm thinking.
So this is the next tweet I want to discuss because the SEC has literally got no grounds anymore to reject any Bitcoin spot ETF since they didn't appeal to the grayscale spot ETF. So it's literally a matter of time till it gets accepted. And I mean, we know the final deadline of the ARK investment spot ETF is on the 11th of January. And what do you think about that? So when are we going to get the first Bitcoin spot ETF?
Look, I mean, you had a very interesting theory of it either being approved in December before the holidays or in January. So I really do think it's going to be very early 2024 or the very ending of 2023. Although I really feel like it's going to be January. So when these ETFs do happen, I think we're going to have a very big inflow of liquidity into Bitcoin, which in the imminent short term could cause a pump up to 36K, which we can discuss later on in the video. But I'm not too hopeful in the midterm, which, you know, we'll talk about that.
I mean, it's pretty interesting. So this news hit the market, and Bitcoin didn't move anything. I mean, it did move a little bit towards the upside. We can actually see right now in the imminent short term, we got this small little downward sloping resistance line, and we've got this horizontal resistance line right here. So this is the resistance that I'm looking at on the imminent short term. But actually, Bitcoin, it is creating right now a small little upward sloping trend here, potentially squeezing the price action in towards an apex anytime soon. But still, after this news hit the market, we didn't saw any big moves yet so far. So how do you explain this? Why is the market not moving?
I mean, honestly, yesterday I saw an article on from CoinDesk, and Coinbase apparently said that they think that the market has priced in the ETF already. Not completely, but partially priced in the ETF. I mean, is this possible? I think so, because if we didn't have the ETF news, which has been going on for many, many months now, I think Bitcoin could have been at 17, 18, 19K at the moment and not at 26K. So do I think it's partially priced in? Yes. Will we see a move when these get accepted? For sure, because even BlackRock, when their ETF got accepted for gold being the massive mature asset it is, gold went up in price by a drastic amount. So when the BlackRock ETF and all of the other ETFs get approved, I do think we will get a spike probably to 36K, and then from that point onwards, it's going to be really a hit or miss. Let's see. I do think we could see a little bit of a dump back towards the downside, but after the halving, 1 year after the halving, bull market should be in.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. And of course, I think after the ETFs gets approved, these ETF companies, they're going to buy actual Bitcoin to have them backed by their ETF. So it makes sense that Bitcoin will really start moving once it really gets accepted. So on the 4-hourly time frame, I mean, I've been discussing this for many times before on my channel. This has been the clear most important previous resistance, currently flipping into support. And if we really break below this level, because Bitcoin is showing some weakness, and usually the biggest sign that Bitcoin is weak is that actually, if bullish news comes out, Bitcoin doesn't move up, it is actually one of the most bearish signals out there in the market. And that's literally what is happening right now. So if we potentially break below this level of 26.6K, my next realistic target is going to be $25,000. Of course, many people don't want to hear it, but you have to understand the most amount of liquidity lays around the $25,000 US. So what does the market makers want to do? They want to be bringing down the price towards that level because they can make the most amount of money around this level, since the most amount of volume is traded around this range, and they can just play with you. What do you think about that?
I mean, I've been telling my audience also that the 25.2K level could be very possible for Bitcoin. I mean, on the daily time frame, if I just take over your chart for a second, we could be seeing a small head and shoulders pattern over here that could break us down to the 25.2K. And again, it's a very, very big level of support for Bitcoin. We have multiple tests over here. Like, it's just happened many, many times. And as you said, there's a lot of liquidity at this particular level. The only thing that I'm worried about is how parallel channels work, or any channel in particular. Like, it's just, in TA, it's a bit annoying because it's like crackers, the support and resistance line. Whenever price touches either the support or resistance, it becomes weaker. And right now we've already tested the halfway line of this parallel channel, and we're showing despair in the market. Usually if we don't make it back up to the level of resistance and kind of fail halfway, this is called despair. And once we retest the support will actually be very, very weak, like a cracker, and then the cracker cracks because there's too much pressure on it. So if we retest 25.2K, I really don't want us to be trading further below. There is a moving average that we could show that could suggest this could happen, but this would just be very, very worst.
You can show it right now.
So it's on which chart?
This one.
This one right here?
Exactly.
Right, so basically this is the weekly chart for Bitcoin, and these two moving averages are the 30 and the 7-period SMAs. Now this builds up along with the 3-period SMA, a trading system called Consensio. And if you look over here, we tested the 30-period moving average. Actually, this is the 7-period, I think. This is the 7-period moving average. We've tested it, and we saw a massive decline. I think this is around a 58% decline that we saw. And look, what has happened just 2 weeks ago, we've tested this moving average once again. Am I saying we're going to see a 58% decline? No, but it is very possible, at least to this support potentially at 24.2K, 23.7K. This is very much possible. And another bearish indicator is that this candle, this hanging man candle, is the exact same one that we saw right over there too.
Oh my gosh.
It's just very, very
super
bad.
similar. I mean, this daily time frame looks so similar towards each other. Only the good thing here is that right now we've got the support from the green moving average, but this structure looks like super similar. It's like a shooting star. Then real quickly coming back towards this chart, because I also saw some interesting things, right? Because remember the structure that you see right here. We create a high, another high, and then a lower high. So potentially you could call it an head and shoulders pattern, but we've seen this pattern many times before, right? So we've saw it over here as well. Boom, we created high, another high, and then a lower high, and then we dump, right? So we're not creating an exact M pattern, but we're creating somewhat of an M pattern here and break down. And we've seen it many times before. We saw it also over here. We broke down, and we're once again seeing it right here on a larger scale. So, I mean, if you're looking at the volume, if you're looking at the volatility in general, you can clearly see Bitcoin for the last, 200 days has been trading in a range of just $6,000. And of course, $6,000 maybe sounds like a lot, but for Bitcoin, it isn't really.
Bro, this has been the most boring time.
Yeah, it's been very boring. And I mean, what I really look at is at this range right here. I think this is super important to be looking at. These are basically all the important highs and lows on the daily time frame turned out. And you can clearly see this on the top side is the range that I'm looking at. And on the lower side, we've got a range, and this is the middle range, right? So we've been falling out of the middle range, actually back towards this very important level of support. We're still, in fact, creating an uptrend. But if we break this level, just like I said, on that 4-hourly time frame. So if we break this level, it's the same level like this green level right here. I mean, we could really move down to $25,000, maybe 24.8. And just like you said as well, I mean, it looks super similar on this chart as well. So it looks kind of dangerous. So guys, if you are interested in trading, don't forget to go to the link in the description of today's video, because you can right now claim an insane deposit bonus worth $1,000 US. And all you need to do is sign up an account using that link below, deposit $100 within the first coming 7 days, and you have to complete KYC level 1. And if you do that, you can claim a free $1,000 US airdrop position on Bitcoin, or on XRP. You could claim a long or short position for only depositing $100. So that is an absolutely insane deposit bonus. I mean, let me continue with more charts. I mean, we're doing such an amazing job discussing the market. What do you think about this amazing downward sloping resistance line? Because this is the resistance line that basically got Bitcoin rejected every single time. And you just talked about the crackers. The more times you're going to retest it, we're going to break it. And I mean, we've already retested it for 4 times in a row. So what is going to be happening if we're going to test it next?
I mean, I think this $25,500, $25,200 level is so important that if Bitcoin does bounce from here and we go back up to retest it one more time, I think it's inevitable for us to see a break. And this could coincide with the ETF approvals that happen in either December or January. So once this happens, once there is euphoria in the market and we retest back to the 27.5K level, I think it's very much possible that we can break it towards the upside and finally see the volatility, the bullish volatility that we have been waiting for many many months, ladies and gents. So that's what I think.
I mean, of course, right now the liquidity in Bitcoin is also pretty low. So if we get one big catalyst, we're probably going to see already a gigantic move here.
Exactly.
So you can see everything lining up here. Everything is coming together. This upper sloping support line, the downward sloping support line. We've got an ETA of in approximately 24 days right here. Over here, it's a little bit longer, but at least what we're expecting in the coming 4 to 6 weeks, maybe 4 to 8 weeks, we're going to have a big breakout for Bitcoin right here. And I mean, there are all different kinds of approaches on this chart here. You can see we're all looking at the same downward sloping resist line, but some other upper sloping support lines or horizontal levels. So one thing is for sure is that this downward sloping resist line is a very significant one. And once we break it, we're going to get some crazy volatility. And I mean, we want to hear a prediction from you. What do you think? 2025. What do you think about the market at that point, and what is your price prediction?
So this is what I would say. Look, Bitcoin is in a logarithmic regressional channel, and every single bull market, the returns on Bitcoin decrease, right? And look, I think it could be 80 to 90K. This could be the top for this bull market here. However, if we do break into a super trend, which would be fueled by potentially the dollar collapsing, or banks going into massive trouble and people realizing that Bitcoin is a need rather than a want, right? So if this happens and Bitcoin finds its true potential by the time of 2025, then I do think this regressional channel can be broken, this trend can be broken, and Bitcoin can hit highs of 100K, 130K, 150K. This is very much possible. If we see massive adoption all across the world, then why not $250,000? So it all depends. If we just look TA specifically, then I think 80 to 90K is possible. However, if we look at the fundamentals and we see massive adoption like we should, then this could break this trend and we can enter into a massive super trend for Bitcoin.
Wow, I totally agree. So guys, this was it for today's update video. Make sure to subscribe to Crypto Kid. It will be in the link in the description. He's done an amazing job, and he's just 17 years old.
No, 16.
Oh my gosh, I thought you were 17. Oh my gosh, I'm wrong. 16 years old, guys. Look at him. Look at how he talks and how much he knows. It's crazy, guys. So thank you so much for watching towards an amazing new update video. I truly hope you did learn something from it. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
I recognize this guy, by the way.
Oh, wow. See you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye. Fuck, I thought you were 17.